Hey, if you like the videos we make here at Crypto Comics, please consider picking up my newest superpowered novel, Nobody's Hero, available in digital and print form at enterthelostlibrary.com. Hello, all you beautiful people in Webtown, and welcome back to Crypto Comics as we take a deep dive into Image Comics and the Killer Instinct crossover featuring Jim Lee's WildCATS and Marc Silvestri's Cyberforce. In particular, it features this love triangle right here, Ripclaw, Warblade, and Misery. But it all starts in the pages of WildCATS issue number 5. So let's just dive right in. Obviously, you've got this amazing artwork. You don't have to worry about this. This is really cool. But you don't have to worry about that on this episode of Crypto Comics because we're going right to the back. Here we go. Right here. Misery shows up. She's going to go ahead and... Oh, look at that. Yep. This was so hyped in the 90s, boys. Let me tell you what. There was nothing like this in the 1990s. And as you can see, the artwork is amazing. And she's going to fight because they have some real beef. And let's get into that beef right now. Be still, my foolish heart. It's been a long time, Reno. So, it is you, Misery. But that's impossible. I saw you die. Only in your dreams, lover boy. But we can still kiss and make up, just like old times. No, this time I'll make you pay for what you've done. Utilizing his hybrid power to instantly flex portions of his body into lethal instruments of death, Warblade slashes and cuts open the woman he once loved more than life itself. Boop, boop, don't mind that. Boop, 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 boop. Even after all this time, you still don't want me, do you? Just my hands wrapped around your throat, Lydia. Ha! You'll have to do better than that, Reno. I saw that one coming from a mile away. You won't get away with, whack! Bet you didn't see that one coming. You alright, Reno? The lady's talking like she knows you. What's going on between you two? It's personal. Negative, Warblade. It's time to leave. You miss this ride, and you'll be singing with angels. As the WildCATS assemble, the second wave of security droids arrives on the scene and quickly surrounds them. Leaving already, darling? I guess Bearclaw was right about you being a quitter. Hey, get back here. Let me go. He wants her bad. He wants her. Get back here, you crazy kid. Spartan, I'll go get... No, Jeremy. This place is going to blow. As much as I hated leaving one of our own, Spartan did what he had to, and the rest of us would have to live with it. I just hoped Warblade would survive. Your tricks won't work on me anymore, Lydia. I've got enough hate now to block you out, but more importantly, to kill you myself. You always were a jealous fool, Reno. Even back then when we were with Cyberdata. Deep inside, you still love me, don't you, baby? Look at that. Jim Lee is absolutely insane with a giant 4-page spread. Love, hate. They're two sides of the same coin, Reno. One worked on Bearclaw, and I can still use the other on you. Crack! The former lovers battle on in a lethal duet of death with no quarter asked. Aye! And none given. In the skies above Gamora, a familiar sound fills the Merv cockpit as it stands by at its cloaked position. As Spartan pilots Merv, blah, 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 blah. What's the situation? Oh, man, this is not going to be good. He could be dead down there because this entire volcano just exploded that they were inside of fighting, and now the volcano exploded. Okay. Now we finally can get into Killer Instinct, Chapter 1. Honestly, boys, this is hard for me to say, but this story is overrated, big time. The artwork is not overrated. The artwork is incredible and puts to shame like all the comics that are being made nowadays. Truly, truly, truly beautiful. Jim Lee, what a stud. Unbelievable. I like Marc Silvestri better, though. You're going to have to face it. But Jim Lee did create some of the coolest looking characters, but then he got Brandon Choi to write books instead of comic books, it feels like sometimes. There's a lot of dialogue in this stuff. And it's all government-based. And if there's one thing I've learned is that I don't care too much for comic books that are about government-based heroes or teams. It's too much government. It's not, and it's not like Youngblood government where it's there's some intrigue there. This is like, yeah. This is a little too much for the thinking man. And as you can see, none of this has anything to do with the Killer Instinct crossover. We've got to get to those parts. Yes, so here we go. You forget, Grifter, that I'm not a man, but an android. My thermal imager can assimilate even the slightest residual heat patterns in the area, and by processing this data through my cerebral processing unit, I can ascertain what took place here, enabling me, in essence, to look back in time for a brief moment. Okay, so I'm impressed. From the looks of it, Warblade and Misery were at each other's throats, even as the explosion was bringing the walls down around them. But part of the floor collapsed, and both of them plummeted into the sub-basement, knocked unconscious by the fall. Misery recovered and went back up to look for Richthofen. She found him amidst the wreckage. He wasn't a pretty sight, and for all her ruthlessness, she wept. There was something more. He's like her kind of quasi-creator. She's like, androidish, like him, kind of, but she's also part person. That's WildCATS has got this whole thing going on. It's like I don't know, it's like if Weapon X was a team, like if the X-Men had been government created in the Weapon X program, maybe. That's a good way to sum it up, maybe. If there's a WildCATS fan out there and I'm totally wrong, explain that. There was something more between the two of them, but then something clicked inside her, and the hardness returned. Misery went back for Warblade, and then made her way to this control console. It appears as though she was trying to access something when we arrived on the scene, but she never got to finish inputting the security code. And since you've already been in the system, I guess we can assume you've got the relevant info? Assuming I don't set off another self-destruct program. Oh, here it is. It's some sort of a coffin, a futuristic coffin. It's some sort of a containment unit. Oh, I wonder what's in it. Oh, I bet there's a person in there. Oh no, we can't touch it. We'll have to figure it out somehow, some way. We get a flashback here. And then, anyway, so here, where am I? Where it all began, my love. The very place where you tried to kill me. Don't you remember? That's because you had double-crossed us. On the contrary, darling, I tried to warn the others. That was when you attacked me, wasn't it? Ah, doing it again. Trying to confuse me. This time I won't let the others down. But you already have, Reno. Everyone's dead. No, I'll stop you this time. That's it, Reno. Come and get me. I'll rip out your black heart with my own hands. Not this time, Butcher. Who? Bear Claw, thank God you're here to protect me. Warblade's come back to finish us off once and for all. Ripclaw? Your time of reckoning is at hand, murderer. I don't know what supernatural force has brought you back to me, Lydia, but I swear by the Great Spirit that we'll never be separated again, even if that means Warblade must die. Bum, bum, bum! We're going to keep going. Killer Instinct continues in Cyberforce number 2. If you didn't know, Kindred. All right, boys. Let's talk about this for a second. I was planning on reviewing this right after I reviewed Killer Instinct. And then I sat down to try to read this. And, man, I just could not care less about this. These pictures right here of Grifter and Backlash together, this is like the best part. It's just these pictures, these pinups that they did. The cover art, it's the best part. The story is stupid. It's called The Kindred. You think that they find out they're brothers? No, it's not about that. It's about like they go to the island of Dr. Moreau. That's basically all it is. It's just the island of Dr. Moreau. It's BS. Anyway, Killer Instinct Part 2. And now this one is by my main man, Marc Silvestri. Written by Eric Silvestri. Scott Williams with the inks, baby. Joe Giotto with the colors. And none of this is really going to matter. This is just like their backstory, right? This is how it is. Like who turned on who, right? When they were all working for Cyberdata. And we're going to find out eventually who it was. And yeah, I really like Marc Silvestri's artwork. It's very diverse. He's like it's almost like Todd's artwork, right? Like there's something very similar there between these two. But I feel like Marc is more bombastic in a Rob Liefeld sort of a layout way. I'm dying, Robert. I need you. I need you to hold me. One last... Today. Time hasn't changed you, Ripclaw. After 2 years, that double-crossing little witch still has you under her spell. This horrible man has come back to kill me, Robert. I'm so glad you're here. You may rest assured, my love. I shall not fail you again. Warblade will die if any further attempt is made on your life. I love it when they fight to the death over me. I played this one just right, tapping into all those feelings, waiting, watching, letting it build. Boys are toys, a game, a play. One gets angry, one gets scared. Both believe they really care. I don't know if that was supposed to rhyme, but I think it did. Both get broken, one must die, bleed to death, and make me cry. Ripclaw blames himself for my death. A little guilt goes a long way. It still wasn't easy. It took me a while, but he's ready now. Watch. It just doesn't get any better than this. Damn it, Ripclaw. You're gonna get us both killed. No, Warblade. You're mistaken. Only one of us dies today. The murderous traitor I have sworn to kill. Listen to me. It's a setup. She's just using us. She made a deal with Reichtofen. He's a Daemonite, working on some kind of synthetic life form. Host bodies for the Cabal. You're lying! Misery's on him like a pit bull. She's got her telepathic teeth so far into his skull that he can't even think straight anymore. Don't be a fool, Robert. Lydia doesn't mean a damn thing to either one of us. You're wrong, Reno. Dead wrong. Take it from me, Chief. Getting gutted by a lovesick bear really sucks. So if you think I'm gonna sit back and let it happen again, you're in for a big surprise. There's some other stuff going on here, but we've got to wait to see what happens in WildCATS number 7, because the action continues in WildCATS number 7. Oh, beautiful. See? It doesn't matter. The story doesn't really matter, does it? Right? Look at when we got this amazing art going on here, right? This is incredible. This is what's sorely lacking in comic books today. But this massive amount of dialogue is not. Okay, thanks, Brandon Choi. He really did. He really took the time to really write it out. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Loving it. And we're just fast forwarding here, right? Because it barely has anything to do with the killer instinct. Ooh, Travis Charest. There you go, right there. Boom. Oh, Gen 13. Been there, done that. Check out the Image Comics playlist. We got lots going on here, right? Lots of fun. Oh, I'm gonna get a fight here. Oh, she's gonna come to save him, but that ain't gonna work out. What are you doing, baby? Even as he follows Misery, the spirit within Ripclaw fights to break free of her control. Lydia, shouldn't we check on how the others are doing? They'll be fine, Robert. Our job is to get to the stasis pod before those shocks. They've managed to access the vault and extract the stasis pod, but the seal on the pod is intact. We've won. I'll just disarm the security system to get the data, and then we'll be on our way. Ah, here it is, my love, just as you said it would be. Soon I'll begin the regeneration process, and we'll be together again, forever. But I'm already here, Lydia. Oh, yes, of course you are. Tell me what's so important about that pod. Don't you see? It holds the key to the future, Robert. The hopes and dreams of a great man to make a new world, a world of perfect beings who will never know death or decay. And the first of these new beings shall be the very architect of this utopia, Dr. Eric Reichtofen. That noise! Someone behind us. Nice story, Misery. Uh-oh! But I don't buy a word of it. You and Reichtofen were planning to sell those busy units to the Damonites, and I'm not about to let that happen. Now, if you're wondering, a busy unit is a biosynthetic entity. Remember how you were always the heartbreaker in the old days, Misery? Well, it's my turn now, and my technique's a little more hands-on than yours. I'm gonna rip your heart out. Bum, bum, bum. Don't miss the exciting conclusion to the Killer Instinct crossover in Cyberforce, issue number 3. That's right, my beautiful people in Webtown. We are going all the way into it here, right now. The exciting conclusion, which involves a lot of other Wildcats doing stuff. Lower level, Reichtofen's secret research facility. Be careful, Robert. Reno's anger frightens me. That's because my anger is the only thing that keeps you out of my head, Misery. This way I don't turn into one of your little stud puppets. What should I do with this insolent scum, Lydia? Kill him. You tried that twice already, remember? Isle of the Dead 2 years ago, and then again this morning. Don't waste your time trying to kill me. It's not gonna work. You and I are a lot alike in that respect, Lydia. We just keep coming back for more. I've heard enough. Kill him, my love. This is your final warning, Ripclaw. Stand aside and let me do what must be done, or play the fool till your dying breath. What's it gonna be? Oh, he's pissed. And can you blame him? Boobies? Oh, what's she gonna do? Is she gonna do it? I think she can. Velocity. We're gonna talk more about Little Velocity in the future here in Crypto Comics this December. Oh, we're still fighting here. And so they're gonna fight, and they're gonna fight. Dying. I can feel him dying. Why should that bother me? What do I care? After all, it's only Ripclaw, and I've got more important things to think about, like the contents of this stasis pod. But he really cares, even after all these years. And not because I told him to either. I spent enough time in that crazy Indian's head to know I used to mean something to him. Maybe I should try to hold on to that. Then something snaps. It was so sudden she could feel it. And the noise. What happened to the noise? It's so quiet now. Like someone just slammed the door shut. The door to what? I don't remember. Oh well. Couldn't be very important then, could it? Of course not. The only thing of any importance now is Dr. Reichthofen and the wonderful future he has planned for us. Too bad you had to get in the way. I hate it when that happens. It makes me cry. And you know what happens when I cry. I don't really know what happens when she cries, but apparently this. There, that's better. Good to let it out once in a while. Oh, by the way, thanks for all your help. I couldn't have done it without you. She's so rude. Elsewhere. You're tough, Warblade. I'll give you that much. But you're stupid. You don't know when to stop. You don't think that silly little synaptic overload trick is going to stop me, do you? After what I've been through? You still don't get it, do you? The kind of power you're dealing with. You know how hard it is keeping all you arrogant idiots under control? No, of course not. Because you need to be top first. So here it is, Reno, honey. All the power I've got. Just for you. Focusing her psychic power on Warblade. Misery releases the members of Cyberforce from their telepathic prisons. Strange. I feel like I just woke up. Hey, let's stop fighting each other. Damn it, Warblade. Why don't you die like you're supposed to? I forgot to ask about the baby. What baby? 2 years ago. You and Robert. Oh, you wouldn't know what I was talking about. Only Lydia would know that. And she's dead. Just like you're gonna be. Whoever you are. No! She was pregnant. Reichthofen. He aborted that baby so we could turn her into this freak that she's become. That's terrible. Was it true about the baby? Yes. I didn't know. She didn't want you to know. Suddenly a voice calls out. A familiar voice, very faint, as if from a distance, from someone he never expected to hear from again. The door to her mind opens again. The noise is so loud she can barely hear. The words come out slowly at first. Her words now, not Richthofen's. Robert, look at me. How is this possible? There's no feeling, no pain, only... No, it can't be. Crackle. Everything Reno said, it's all true. I was the double agent. I was the one who betrayed you. I was the one who died. Then Richthofen turned me into one of his things, one of those busy units. Oh my God, I'm just a machine. Richthofen's robot, programmed to kill.
No, Lydia, not just a machine. The essence of what you were, what we had, hasn't changed.
Oh, Robert, you've always been so sweet. If only I hadn't made such a mess of my life. Getting mixed up with cyber data, then Richthofen. I just wish we could.
What is it, Lydia? What's wrong?
It's Richthofen again. Must be a backup program. Priority override. I feel it taking over.
But there must be a way.
No, there isn't time. I've opened the stasis pod. Take what's inside and do what you think is best with it. Now, give me your hand and I'll show you exactly where to go in.
What?
I must be stopped, Robert. I'd rather it be you than someone else.
I can't do it, Lydia.
Lydia is dead. We both know that. But Richthofen is not. Not as long as I'm alive. You must do it, Robert. Now, before it's too late.
All right, I'll do it. Goodbye, Lydia. I'll always remember you.
Sklitch!
Moments later. So that's what all the fuss is about. Come over here, Robert. I think you should see this.
It was pretty easy for him to do it at the end of the day, wasn't it? Surprise, surprise.
What? Or should I say, who is it? It's part of the Cost 7 busy prototype that was torn off by a coda. The guy belonged to is probably upstairs right now. Goes by the name of Spartan. So Misery was going to use this to bring Richthofen back to life? Yeah, good thing we were here to stop her too. That guy would have had these things taking over the world. Whew. Moments later, Ripclaw and Warblade rejoin their comrades, one of whom seems to harbor some residual hostility. Don't give me that forgive and forget crap, Grifter. That 2-bit cyberpunk tried to kill me. And what about forearms over there? About blew your damn head off. Like I keep trying to tell you, Ma. They didn't mean it, okay? It's all Misery's fault. Telepathic manipulation. Kinda like the remote control for your TV. Now, if you'll just concentrate on getting small, this will all start making a lot more sense. He's got to shrink himself down to size. And there they are. They're all friends again. And we are... Oh, look at that. Ballistic is back, baby. Wow, there it is. Next, Assault with a Deadly Woman. And we are going to return to the story of Misery this December on Crypto Comics as we explore a lot of the bad girls of comics from the yesteryear of the 1990s and the Iron Age of today. So this has been a look at everyone's favorite crossover from the 1990s and Image Comics. It's Jim Lee and Marc Silvestri's Killer Instinct. And I'm going to admit, I think it was a little overrated, in my opinion. The artwork, not. The story, whatever, you know. I don't feel like the characters had really been established enough to make me really care about Misery all that much, to be quite frank. But that's okay, because the artwork was absolutely stunning. And I'm happy to have finally completed this chapter in Image Comics history here at Crypto Comics. Now, if you like this video, hit this thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe, then hit this bell down there, and you will be enlisted in a secret government operation that will give you some sort of cybernetic claws. Okay, that might not be 100% accurate. I am not completely confident on the terms of your agreement with YouTube when you click the bell. But it is possible. You could be enlisted into cyber data or perhaps the Weapon X program. But no matter whether you end up in the Image universe of 1993 or you end up in the 616 of the Marvel universe, make sure you check YouTube because Crypto Comics is available in any and every multiverse you might find yourself stuck in. And I guarantee you, right now, my Crypto Knights, if you do find yourself stuck in that multiverse, your boy will help you find your way home. Trust me, I know some things. Some little esoteric secrets that Alan Moore taught me about opening a portal in a comic book to pull you back into our own reality. And perhaps I will share those secrets with you sometime in the future,
right here on Crypto Comics, the #1 reason you should stick around. I will see you right back here with another totally awesome comic book review next time on Crypto Comics.